everyone, and welcome back. It's Gina from orchidandopal.com, and today we're going to be checking out the April 2023 Sam's Bead Box monthly subscription. Looks like our theme this month is called Wonderland, which sounds pretty amazing. And if you're interested in signing up and finding out all the details about this subscription, you can check out their website, which I have linked right down below the video. And I'm happy to say that this one will actually ship worldwide. The current cost of the box being $49 per month, and the shipping just depending on your location. But check out their website for all those details. And right now we can get into the box. If you also enjoy check glass and gemstone beads, you'll probably enjoy this subscription. We're always in for a treat. So on our inserts, we have the description of the contents of what we are about to take a look at, and it looks like these contents were curated with the help from Rachel Malice of Mally Jewelry, which is awesome. And it says we can find some inspiration from the lush foliage of Wonderland, choosing shapes like green feather leaves and roses fit for a queen's garden. That sounds like a lot of fun. And be sure to check out Sam's Bead Shop, their online store as well, for lots of other amazing goodies. And you might want to join their text list by going to joinsamsbeadshop.com, where you will find out all about special events that occur throughout the month, like live sales and workshops, and additional inspiration to go along with our subscription box contents. So once again, they've got everything broken out by strands of check glass and stones, and then our additional bagged items, followed up with our tiara cast metallic findings at the very bottom. So we're going to go through everything one at a time so we can see everything up close. And here is a sneak peek of our contents all bundled together. So let me get organized and I'll be right back so we can fully appreciate this package of goodies. So starting out with our strands, number 1 contains the check glass melon drop beads in red silk gold. These are the 8 by 13 millimeter size. And as you can see, there's 8 pieces included. These are in a shade of deep berry red, very much opaque, and that gold wash really brings out the details of the rib texture that they have all around the surface. Our second strand is a very generous length, 15 inches of the Dragon Blood Jasper Smooth Rounds. These are about 8.3 millimeters in size. And they encapsulate a lot of what we're going to see in this collection of beads and components, with some of these deeper, darker, woodsy hues of olive green and the deep red, black, some little hints of gold, and some other neutrals. Strand number 3 contains the check glass pumpkin beads. These are in jet black with the gold wash, and an 8 by 11 millimeter size with 8 pieces on this strand, bringing in a little bit of the jet black and these opaque pumpkins, which are pretty much a compressed round similar to a rondelle-like shape. These also having those ribbed or fluted areas around the outside, just like the teardrops, and also having the gold wash bringing out those extra details. Our next strand is really simple, but a very helpful classic addition, I think, to our selection this month in the very versatile, approximately 3 millimeter black onyx smooth rounds. This is a 15-inch length of those, adding in another stone component to our check glass in the classic black, opaque, bringing in a smaller round size and a neutral color. And our fifth and final strand is one containing the check glass bellflowers in the 8.5 by 9.5 millimeter size. These also being in the jet black opaque with the gold wash, settling into the details of those petals that are formed all around that floral shape. There's a look at one of those up close so you can see what it looks like at the front where the hole is drilled. You can see some more of that gold wash settling in there. and a peek at the side. So starting out our additional items section, we have the 11-0 Toho round seed beads. This is in what they're calling the Wonderland mix, and it's a 2.5-inch tube, so about 8 grams included. And I'll pour some of these out in my hand so we can see these outside of the packaging. So it looks like there's at least 4 different seed bead color combinations included. We have a matte olive green. There's also a gold lined crystal clear with perhaps a rainbow or luster finish. I'm seeing some dark bronze opaque and also some of that transparent deep berry red color. These custom mixes are always fun, whether they're in seed beads or other types, because it's like you're getting a number of different things all in one, which you don't have to use all together. You can separate them out using, say, just the red seed beads in a project if you want to, or use them all together and you get that really cool mix that follows the theme and color palette that we're working with. But that way we get all different options. Next, we find a bag containing some of the check glass maple leaves in what they're calling the Garden of Curiosity mix. So there's 12 mixed pieces included per bag. So here they are sorted out, and you can see that there are 6 different color combinations and 2 of each included, which I happen to think is great because especially with leaves and foliage, when you're looking at something in nature, it's often in various color combinations and shades that are mixed together. So having the leaves like this could make for a really cool layered piece with the different colors, especially some different tones of the reds. Or you also have the option of picking and choosing which ones you want to use, maybe incorporated into a pair of earrings, just selecting one style for your project. And these leaves have the hole that run down the center with lots of that veining detail, some of these having the additional wash settling into the veining, and that press design showing up on both sides. Next, we're going to take a look at a dragon blood jasper pendant. This is in a triangle shape, and there's 1 piece included. That is cool. It's a really unique piece. You don't often see these triangles, especially in these stone varieties like this. It's smoothed out very well. You can tell it's of very good quality. All of them, I'm sure, are a little bit different in terms of the placement of the colors and striations. But this one definitely picks up a lot of the different colors that we see in those jasper rounds of the same variety. This has the hole at the top located right below one of the points of the triangle. And there's a view of it from the side. I could see this being a really cool piece used in wire wrapping in some way for those of you who are wire rock stars and can really make this piece stand out. You can also leave it very simple as it is. Create a small seed bead bezel, so lots of options there for a piece like this that can inspire a new creation. Our next selection is a set of 6 of the check ornate rectangles in rustic dark olive. And these are in the transparent glass, in that deep golden brown shade with a bit of a green undertone. And for whatever reason, these reminding me of the playing card characters in Alice in Wonderland. I guess because of that rectangular shape and the border that they have around the edges. And their hole is running through the shorter length of the rectangle. You can kind of see through that matte frosty glass. And if I hold those up, you can see how they do let some of the light through and look a little bit brighter when I do that. And now we're looking at a bag containing 15 pieces of the check glass feather leaves in metallic green. And these remind me of a dagger style bead. They do have a slight curve to the shape and of course the extra textural details on the top and bottom. These having that really saturated, deep dark metallic olive green color all over the surface, which is slightly shiny. Their hole is located there at the top, sort of like a dagger bead is, and then they come to more of a slender point at the bottom. And now we're going to look at some check glass Druck round beads in green peacock iris. These are the 8mm size with about 25 pieces included. This also gives us another option of classic round beads to work with in yet another size, which is something I appreciate in these Sam's bead boxes because we usually see a great mix of classic items like round beads, but also some of the really unique and interesting pressed glass shapes and other items. Getting that variety helps us to put multiple things together directly from one box of contents alone without having to add a whole lot to it. In this next bag, we're going to take a look at 3 pieces of the Wonderland collection in the laser etched bead variety. So we have 3 examples of some really interesting check glass with the laser etched designs. One of them has this spiral with the black and that vibrant azuro blue coating that is really set off. There's also a tabular rectangle there with the cat design that shows up on both sides. And we have the crown shape on this flat coin bead, the hole located right there, and that showing up on the front and the back as well. Next up are the check glass cathedral beads in the 8mm size with about 18 pieces included. This selection brings in some brighter, lighter crystal clear with the gold accents that also coordinate really well with the other gold that we see in a lot of the beads and finishes. And what's really cool too is how the gold is actually lining the holes in these cathedral beads, which you can see directly through that crystal clear glass. They're also faceted. And they have the gold wash showing up on the top and bottom where the hole is located on this particular shape. So each of these is just stunning. Up next is another focal, this one being the 30mm approximately crystal quartz donut pendant. And just holding this one up as one example of the crystal quartz with those inclusions that run through, making some of those areas look a little bit more opaque and bringing in some interest to this pendant component, which also brings in a little bit of the lighter, brighter crystal clear and something to possibly inspire a necklace design, starting with this as the pendant component foundation, which could also be wire wrapped, beaded around, all sorts of things, or left very simple. Our next selection is a bag containing about 45 pieces of the 3x6mm check faceted Hishi beads in what they're calling the playing cards mix. This is another opportunity for us to get several different things in one that we could separate out and use in different pieces, or of course we could use them together. But we have the crystal clear, we have black, and we have the transparent cyan red color brought together in this bag with the flat faces where the holes are located and those beautiful facets which provide a delicate detail all around the outside. In our next bag, we have 4 pieces of the check rose focal beads in red silk black and also the jet black with white. These are a 17mm size. These are so on point with the theme. We have the red and black roses and also the white and black roses with their accompanying finishes. So much detail, they almost look carved. And they are in a flat shape with the hole that's located there going through the center down the length of the rose shape with the pressed details on both sides being the same. And another whimsical shape to add to this selection in 2 different styles. And next up, we have a bag containing about 40 pieces of the garnet colored Preciosa crystal bicones in the 5mm size. Can't go wrong with Preciosa crystal bicones or their crystal in general. I don't think they're always a very high quality, the way they're cut, the smooth drilled holes, and also the clarity of the glass. And these being very dark, but you can see how that red glitters a little bit as I move them around slightly. And if I didn't have them in my hand, it'd be easier for you to see that. But I could see these for sure being gorgeous with the dragon blood jasper in particular, bringing out some of those really dark reds. We have another fun mix in our next bag. This one says it contains the check glass florals in the red and white mix, also the lacy coins, 3 pieces of those, and about 16 pieces of the tulip variety. And here we can see more of our special bead treasures in the 2 different shapes, our lacy coins with the white glass and the metallic red surrounding all of those swirly pressed details. We also have more floral shapes with these tulips in 4 different color options. The brighter white glass that's opaque with the AB iridescent coating. There's also some of that transparent deep cyan red with what looks to have a bronze luster or light sheen over top. And then there's also 2 opaque red styles, one with the silver wash and one with the black wash. These, of course, having the hole going up and down those tulip shapes that are also the same on both sides. Our last bag of beads is one containing about 50 pieces of the 6mm check glass Druck rounds in the Queen of Hearts mix. Another several in one bag option. Looks like some of them are in the gray with different shade striations. I'm also seeing some opaque black and white that are combined. And it looks like another variety that mixes up the opaque bright cherry red, some black, and also a little bit of tan. These beads, though, definitely have some crossover, like some of them have some of that gray showing up in certain areas in smaller quantities, but a lot of these are different enough where you could separate these out too, or use them all together. And we wrap this up by taking a look at our metallic components by Tiara Cast. We have 2 of the mushroom charms and a pocket watch pendant. These are in the antique pewter color tone. Some Wonderland inspiration to go along with our beads this month. These are full of detail. The pocket watch also having the open center and that design on both sides, and then these 2 little mushrooms that even have the details underneath, which are a great way to wrap up this month's package. So we have all sorts of treasures down here. I feel like there's a lot of opportunity to get really creative with the mix of beads and focals. I think the palette and everything is just a whole mood in general. And it's something different for Sam's Bead Box too, in terms of the palette and the theme. That's something that I really appreciate about what they put together, because we're always getting something different. And I find personally I really enjoy checking out the surprise of the month's theme and seeing everything laid out together, which is very inspiring, and I never find it to be boring. So again, I highly recommend Sam's Bead Box, especially if you're into doing some higher end bead stringing or wire wrapping projects. They send great quality materials with everything being very well thought out. But that said, I often find what they send can be worked into some really great bead weaving projects too. So if you'd like to see more varieties of past Sam's Bead Boxes, things they've already sent, you can check out my playlist. And they have just celebrated 2 years of their bead box, so you can see 2 years worth of unboxings, every single one of those that they have sent out thus far. And if you'd like to subscribe, you can check out their website. It's linked right down below. And don't forget you can use that coupon code ORCHID, ORCHID, that will save you $5 off your very first box if you'd like to try them out. So feel free to share your thoughts down below and leave a comment. Let me know what you think of this particular month's Sam's Bead Box or anything else you'd like to say. Go ahead and give the video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it and found it helpful, and also don't forget to subscribe to my channel while you're here. I look forward to using some of these items and hopefully we'll incorporate them in some future finished pieces that I'll be back to share. But that's all I have for now. I hope you all have a fabulous rest of your day. And until next time, happy beading!